Hi, my name is Ricky Germany, and I chose to do the artwork Christ with the Sick Around Him, Receiving the Children. It's by Rembrandt van Rijn. This etching, it's also known as the 100 Guilder print. I believe it's more commonly known as that, actually. And it got that name because of how much the painting sold for. So back in those times, like 100 guilders, that was about 10% of the price of a house in the 17th century. This kind of amazed me because it's only 15 inches wide, so it's not like it's a huge painting, which nowadays seems crazy to pay that much for it. And some background information, 1 guilder is equivalent to 56 cents in US dollars, and 100 guilders is equivalent to $55.87 US dollars. Which back in the 17th century, as you can imagine, was quite a lot, especially if it was the 10th of a price of a house, which still seems a little ridiculous to pay, but that's okay. So first, what engaged my interest in this piece of art? When I first saw it, I couldn't tell what it was just by glancing at it, which I can with most paintings and artwork because usually the colors are very vivid and it just kind of draws you in. But I actually had to look at this to see what it was. And so as I got closer, I realized obviously it was an etching, and I realized what the picture depicted. It was Jesus, and he was in the center. And so I really like religious pieces of art in general, so I was like, I should read more about this. And I find it really interesting that the painting, it doesn't depict a specific story from the Bible, but it kind of throws together a few stories from the book of Matthew, and it just kind of to me depicts the essence of Jesus and who he is and what he did. Personally, it reminds me of what he did and who he's called us to be. As you could see in the painting, he's surrounded himself with the sick, the lame, the outcasts, orphans, beggars, people who need him, the poor. And he's called us to do the same, to surround ourselves by those people and to take care of them and to answer their needs. And to not just remain with the elite, but to just show love to everyone. And that's what he's doing in this painting. It was created in 1649. That's kind of an estimated end date because there's no date on the painting, but all of the sources I've gone through have all agreed on the 1649. The creators were Rembrandt van Rijn. Once again, don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's okay. And according to Oberlin's education website, their art department, before this piece, Rembrandt was known more for very vivid, flamboyant portraits, and this was the first of his less flamboyant pieces, which it's kind of drastic to switch from that to this, and but just overall, it's the painting just really drew me in, and well, it's not a painting, it's an etching, sorry. And I just like what it says. And if you look closely, you can see that there's kind of not a halo, but a light shadowing over Jesus' head. And I just feel that even makes him stand out more. And because he's the light in the darkness. And so that just soft glow off of him just even shows the essence of him. And so even that tiny detail in this portrait, I think it just has a lot of meaning. So, yeah. That was my art talk on